Hello, and welcome everybody. And I know some of you are probably wondering why I am so late, and I will explain to you all. If you are new to my channel, hello, sorry for the massive hand there. If you're new to my channel, then usually I do 15-minute pre-live chat. However, it is 2 minutes to 6. And therefore we will have a very short pre-live chat. So hello Carolyn, hello Tish, hello Susan. Tish, you have no idea. What's that? Wind? Whee! Hello Tricia. Hello. I've been racing around. I'm incredibly hot now. Hello Sarah. Who else have we got on board? Please reveal yourself. What are you doing? I really just don't have time for cats today. I'm in the bathroom with Apollo and he's just literally flicked. Oh, Leslie, you did get back on time. He's literally just flicked a bit of wet food across the floor for no reason. Sorry, Gin, for no reason whatsoever. Hello, Wendy, David and Daisy. There are times in my life I question all my life choices. Today is certainly one of them. We have 1 minute till I go live. Oops. Yes, well, no, I'm not speaking to you. Actually, it's not your fault. Well, it is your fault. To be honest, everything really revolves around you being your fault. Don't get wet food on me. Thank you. So I'm sure that must be time. Oh no, it's not quite time, is it? It's still not quite time. It's not 6 o'clock. You didn't go, oh, you've been unwell. Oh, rubbish. That's no fun. It is the time of year, isn't it? Apollo, your time will come. 6 o'clock on the nose. Hello, Trista. Sorry to hear, I haven't seen anything. Hello, Janie. Oh, you're recovering from surgery. Oh, that's not good. I'm on your TV. Well, welcome. I'm at my wit's end. At my wit's end. Will you leave that? No. He's now found my gimbal bag. And obviously the dingly dank. No! Oh, I'm going to turn the camera around because it's probably easier to show you what he's doing rather than describe to you. No. Get off everything. Why is it you can't have anything? Nothing. Hello, Anne. Hello, Aziz. So, apart from the fact that Apollo is currently looking very intently at my legs, I'm going to tell you why I was later. And I'm going to look at you face to face while I do it. Everything was going okay. When I say okay, I mean things were fine. And I noticed that Kato was sleeping on my bed, which is unusual, but lovely. And then Peach tried to come in the bathroom. And she tries to come in the bathroom, then she doesn't want to be in the bathroom because obviously she's scared of Apollo. So I said, no, pushed her out. And then she went, and I was going to go to the toilet. I like to do this before I go live. And I'm going to have to turn the camera around because he's gone nuts. I will go back to my story because you can't miss him being an absolute fool. He's just eaten. So I don't know if that has fueled him. With adrenaline, whether or not it's because I'm talking to myself. Hello, Laurie. He looks... Now, you're not having those. They're for later if you behave. And you're not at the moment, are you? So they're not happening yet. Yes, these were actually... See, that's kitchen roll. No, we don't do that. That's the, whatchamacallit, for the window. Hello, Sue. Well, those of you who joined me when we first did this from the bathroom, he slept the entire time and didn't do anything, but now he's got ants in his pants. No, that's not yours. And get off that. No, that's mine also. I feel today may have been a slightly bad idea. I feel he might be driving me mad, seeing I'm actually quite harassed at the moment. Oh, gimbal, I was going to say, needs to, right, yes. Right, okay, he's eating, so hopefully I'll get a... Oh no, he's not eating. Oh, what's got into you? You're not helping the camera angles. Do not even think about going for my gimbal bag again, you terrible child. Leave it alone. Right. Okay. Why is the collar still on? Well, we'll be talking about Apollo later, if he gives me a second to compose my thoughts. Compile my thoughts. I think this is what we call a mad 5 minutes. Yes? Calm down. Crazy cat. Well, he is a beautiful boy. I mean, he hasn't been a most beautiful boy, to be fair, during this whole episode. Are we settled a bit now? You calm down a little bit now? And why have we got that dangling? I trimmed that earlier. Oh, heavens above. Right, can I continue with my serious story now, please? No, probably not. Yes? Thank you. You don't know about personal space, do you, Apollo? Oh. I think these treats must smell, because he's just gone to where they were. He's not really showed any fascination with the top of the cat carrier before. Hello? I'd put them in the sink, but that's one of his favourite places to go. Right. With any luck, he'll sit himself down over there for a moment, give us some peace and quiet while I finish the rest of my story. Yes? Thank you, Apollo. Right. So, I was going for a wee. No, this is really cute. I sense this is going to be a chaotic tour. You're going to stop now? I said it was cute. Oh, Leslie. Oh, how innocent you are. Right. Stop being cute, stop being naughty, and just 5 minutes. So, how many times can I say I needed a wee? So I went to go for a wee, to the ladies, if you say, and I noticed that Peach was sat on the bed. And the way that Peach was sat on the bed looked to me like she was having a pee. Now, bear in mind, she had just tried to get into the bathroom, which of course houses her litter tray. And at the very beginning that Apollo had his residence in the bathroom, I was slightly concerned that Peach might use the toilet elsewhere, as she has got form when I moved the litter tray and she peed on her sister's food mat downstairs. So I thought to myself, well, it looks like she's having a pee, but surely not, because it's on my bed. And that just wouldn't happen, would it, dear reader? She was having a pee on my bed. Now I can smell wee everywhere. She was having a pee on my bed. There was a whole puddle of pee on my lovely fleecy duvet, which keeps me warm. And at that stage, your brain then goes, what do I do? 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 Only it's very quickly that you're thinking what you do, what you do. So I did what most cat owners would do, probably not. I picked her up, I put her in the shower and closed the cubicle doors, so then she was no longer an issue. And then I got a towel and I put it in the wee because I thought I don't really want it soaking into the duvet. Well, that ship had sailed. So the reason why I was so late to my tour is because Peachy peed on the bed. Not just even a little pee, a big pee. And I have had to put my king-size duvet in the washing machine, and now I'm expecting to break the washing machine because although I accidentally bought an oversized washing machine, not an oversized washing machine, I'm not sure how heavy the duvet is going to be when it's wet. So that might be my next crisis. But what else can I do? I was like, well, it's not even going to be dry by the time I get back to bed, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to sleep in, well, I don't know. I don't know. I've got fleecy blankets. I'll have to sleep under fleecy blankets. Or then I thought, oh no, then do I sleep in my clothing? And of course, the thing is that if it smells a pee, even after I've washed it, she might still pee on it. And then I've still got this massive fleecy duvet cover to wash as well. So, and that's going to take forever. So I'm never going to go to bed tonight because A, I've got too much washing to do, and B, because I've got nothing to cover myself with. So there you are. That's my absolute crisis. Absolute crisis. And then, so I obviously thought, well, I can't leave Peach in the shower cubicle, and she's probably not best pleased. She wasn't, to be fair. So then I opened the doors to let her out, and Kato, of course, at this stage, because I'd been obviously moving quite quickly, had got off the duvet, And she had gone to sit at the top of the stairs and she was then growling at him. I was like, seriously, you're the one that peed on the duvet. Ruined his nice sleepy. So yeah, anyway, I've put her outside to kind of rethink about her life choices. Oh, I have spare bedding. Yes, Leslie, I have duvet covers, spare duvet covers. I have about 4 duvet covers. I have summer duvet covers. I have a brushed cotton duvet cover, but I don't have a spare duvet. I'll be honest. I'm very much hoping that it is going to be fine once it's gone through. I mean, I think the wash will take about 2.5 hours, so I think it will probably get rid of. And of course, whose fault is it? I mean, the real fault is Apollo, who put me in the position of having to keep him in the bathroom for 100 years, stopping her access to her toilet. And she'd been so good that actually I didn't think it was a thing anymore, and that she was being an adult and going outside like cats can do. But no, for some reason, today she decided she would pee on my bed. So thank you world for all of this. So this tour was actually about Apollo as a catch-up and sharing some funny things. And of course, what I've got to share with you is chaos. Apollo seems to have actually calmed down now, which is quite nice. So we can talk about him for a while. And that was my knee cracking, in case you heard something. So Apollo, what did he do? For those of you who aren't up to speed, I think you probably all are. Apollo basically came in well, I'll be honest, Leslie, I actually have got a mattress cover. So whether or not he would have managed that onslaught. So I first went to the vets on the 19th of October. And the reason for that is because he came in on the Sunday, so that must have been the 19th, Sunday the 19th, and he had a dodgy eye. So took him to the emergency vets at My Vets, took him to the specialist vet on the Monday, and basically he was diagnosed with a penetrating intraocular injury associated with corneal ulcer, marked uveitis. Basically, what that means is he had a claw through his eye. That Friday, then he had an operation. He had a suture of an oblique flap of damaged cornea, including penetration site, placement of a third eyelid flap. Fantastic. So what they did basically is they stitched the little hole together. Then they stitched the corneal flap, which had come off. If you imagine a claw kind of ripping a bit of skin off, well, that same happened for the cornea. There was a little area that was very fragile that they were concerned about. And they stitched his third eyelid to protect it. Now, if you are grossed out easily, turn away when I say now, and then don't look back until I say it's fine to come back. So look away now. And you can see that was my Halloween look, where he basically, his third eyelid, and his eyelid started bleeding as well. So that was fun. So you can come back now if you looked away. So he wasn't looking the cutest that he's ever looked, but he made up for it in other ways, obviously. I mean, who couldn't love that little nose? Who doesn't want to boink that nose? So then we had, we went back And that was about, sort of after about 10 days, I think that was. It was on the Friday the 24th we'd gone for the operation, and then he went back on, I think it was Monday the 3rd, and they were happy in a sense. They were happy that the stitches around the, what they did is they took them away. They took away the stitches that pinned his third eyelid down, and that had started tearing back, which was where the blood had come from. But that fragile bit I spoke to you about, they weren't happy with that because one of the stitches had come out because it had been quite soft and mushy. The stitch had popped out. So what they said is, we need you now to spend another 10 days with the buster collar on. Not me personally, that would be silly. Continue with some medications. And what he had at that point is an eye serum, which actually was from donated blood. I think I saw my local vet actually asking for people, owners, if they could get their animals to donate blood. And I think it was actually dogs that they were looking for. I suppose you can get more blood from a dog, a large dog. And then I went back on last Thursday, and the vet has said that he's actually pleased now. So where it was a little bit mushy, it's now got harder. And where it was still kind of, there was still a kind of a bit of a, if you imagine it went in slightly, it was now healing and coming out. Plus, what had concerned me is that with his eye, you could see there was little bloodshot just above here. And that actually meant that was good. That meant the blood supply was coming back to his eye. And that helps with the healing process. So, so they said, okay then, so now he can have the buster collar removed after 5 days. And then he can go out in a week. Medication for 2 weeks, and hopefully that will be it. It's really in the lap of the gods. There is a rare case of a cyst developing on the front of the eye, so I have to keep an eye out for that, pardon the pun. But hopefully, after all this time, considering we're now at nearly, a month, it will be obviously, what date are we on today? We're on the 16th, and this started on the 19th. So it's 4 weeks today that he's been in a collar. So it's been rather traumatic for both of us. And throughout that time, he has entertained. So this is Apollo when he was having a wee. Not really quite sure what he felt he was doing there, but at least he did it in the litter tray and not the bed. How much so, Leslie? How much so? 2,703, over 4,000, I think. I've lost track, if I'm honest with you. The first emergency was 750. Then the next bit was 2,800, but he also had 449 pounds, and then there was 111. I don't know. They're all cheering for you, Apollo. And he hasn't always kind of understood. That's pounds, yes, Carolyn. He hasn't quite understood that he does have this collar on. And you can see then he got his claw stuck. Trying to wash his face here. It hasn't quite gone according to plan. Oh look, 2 Apollos. Woo! And he is a massive fan of the sink. So he likes to get in there, which is lovely, because then you end up with dirty feet marks and fur on the sink, so that's nice. I did think he wasn't able to groom himself, but he proved me wrong. His brother came in, so Peach, as you know, is scared of him. However, his brother came in, scoffed his food, gave him a quick sniff, wasn't bothered, which is nice. Not everybody has the intelligence of Peach. Again, loves a sink. Now this is interesting. So you will see that he's stretching here. And let me show you something. So there are now multiple dirty marks all over the wall where he has been pawing at the wall. So that's a nice job for me when he has his freedom. Mr. Butter won't melt in your mouth. Fortunately, you can't see terribly well. Again, he just loves to be in that sink. But sometimes he quite likes the top of the toilet, sorry. Oh yes, baby wipes it will be. That one's not going to work. There's no rhyme nor reason why sometimes Prism doesn't play videos. Let's try this one. This again is very cute. I don't know if it's because he's literally dropped some dinner on there. Or whether or not he thinks he's grooming himself. Baby wipes are really good, just don't, and by baby wipes, actually any kind of wipe, but just make sure you don't scrub too hard, you will take the paint off as well. And there's having a scratch, which obviously you will notice that ribbon that he has around his neck on the there's the one I was trying to show you earlier. There's another one where he's again using the top of the toilet. You've had technology issues all day. Maybe it's the weather. And his tightrope walk on the bath, on the edge of the bath, which is obviously quite a skill. I do like the fact that it's see-through. That is super cute. And you did say, what a good boy he is, keeping his cone on. Yeah. So the first time he removed his cone was when he came back after his surgery. He was completely buzzed. I think after the anaesthetic, I had to give him gabapentin to calm him down. Then basically I came in, I think another time it was on the floor. I popped it back up. Then another time he had literally got it wedged on the corner, and then last night I came in and he'd taken it off as well. And I think goofball is a very good description of what Apollo is. He is incredibly soft, he is very loving, but he is a goofball. And he's off again. So I'm going to not do that. Because it must be very frustrating for him. But I would suggest that if he didn't fight cats, it would be better for us all. Because he's obviously had a fight with a cat up front, and that cat has slapped him round the face. And it's gone in his eye, which is a little bit grim, to say the least. Let's see if I can actually, put that in there. Haha. He looks like he's having very deep thoughts. Now, you will be able to see possibly that he still has obviously a blob in his eye. And that is, if you could actually, no, that's never going to happen. Can you see there, just there, that little milky spot is obviously where the cornea is raised and still needs to heal. Well, it looks tons better because he hasn't got his third eyelid. It was lovely to see when they'd taken his third eyelid off and I could actually see his eye. He's now purring. And you can see that scar on his nose. That was separate, but that fur's not going to grow back, is it? It's very neat and tidy, those paws. I don't know if you can hear him purr. So at the moment, he's having 5 eye drops. He had his antibiotics in the morning, in the halfway through the day, and in the evening. And he has his corneal repair drop, in the morning and in the evening. So that's at least only 5 drops a day, as opposed to when I was giving him 13 drops a day. Or was it 12 drops a day and a spot of Metacam? So he's now come off everything else, which is brilliant. I don't need to get up in the middle of the night, which was killing, although what he does do is he tends to wake me up in the middle of the night banging at the door. I think last night it was twice. Yeah, I mean, you can see, obviously, he's got his little paws there. I think they say you've got to have a space of 2 fingers underneath the cone. So you can, and I think there's probably too much of a space of 2 fingers. Fortunately, we've got the eye drops down to a fine art now. The cold ones, I imagine, are less pleasant, and when he looks up, he is like expecting them to fall, which can't be very nice. I mean, I don't think I like eye drops either. You're always kind of like thinking, oh, when's that going to plop down on my face? Not on your face, though. If you plop it on your face, you're putting it in the wrong spot. So I've also got some other things to show you. Oh, big yawn, big yawn. I think that's one of the things I really won't miss, is the noise he makes when he shakes his head, which is quite a lot. And of course, eating isn't always the easiest either. Num 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 num. Because as you can see, what he's doing now, obviously, then is scraping corner of the cone. It can't have a corner, it's circular. The edge of the cone. So getting that probably pretty mucky. Looks like a hoover attachment. Oh yeah, we could, couldn't we? Stick them around the house. I don't know that it'd work very well as a hoover attachment, to be fair. Or actually a vacuum attachment. And you can see it's in one size. And the reason why is the first time, obviously, we had a different cone. And the second vet said it was too small, so they gave him the other cone, which then came off an hour after he came home. So then my cat sitter came round and she put on the ribbon. So then we took it back when I went back on last Thursday. And they took the cone off. I said, when you put it back on, can you make sure, you know, it's got a ribbon on it, otherwise he'll take it off. So of course, when he came out in his cat carrier for me to take him home, there was no ribbon on it. I was like, he's going to get out of it if we don't put the ribbon on. So she put some ribbon on for me, but unfortunately, obviously, it isn't quite tight enough. So he's removed it, well, 3 times now since then. And the way I put it back is by shoving it over his head. There are clips, so these things here, oops, these things here are actually clips that you unping. And you can tight. Oh, do you know why? It's not tight enough. Well, I was just going to say, the reason why is because it isn't tight enough, because actually when he went in there, I think there were 2 spaces. So it's nothing to do with the ribbon necessarily, or potentially the ribbon, but they haven't put it on tight enough. Oh, Apollo. But of course, I'm not able to do anything with him now because there's only me and it gets far too complicated. And he doesn't really like it going ping back on his ears, around his ears. So we shall have to struggle on, bearing in mind that he'll be free on Tuesday, I think. Tuesday, unless he starts really pinging at the eye. Was that nice? Polo, polo, polo. And I can hear fireworks. And there's nobody there. I was just checking because he was sniffing the door. I wondered whether or not there was anybody there. So what we tend to do is, so I spend time with him because obviously he's shut in here, so it's not that exciting. So I sit down here and then he'll curl up next to me. He's obsessed with the door. Not quite sure what he's doing, to be fair. You can obviously see that there are some scratch marks there on the door at some point. Exactly, let me out, let me out. And of course, if I let him out, he'd be straight out that cat flap, running around with his little pink cone. Because Leslie, he'd go straight out the cat flap. Also, the reason why he's got a cone is to make sure he's not mucking about with his eye. And I can't guarantee that one of the cats are going to be scared with him and therefore then smack him around the face and damage the repair of his eye. So the safest thing for him to ensure, and you would say, do you know what, he can't get out of the cat flap like that. Of course he can't, except for the fact that my Tinks, when he was alive, had a cone on, and I thought he couldn't possibly get out the cat flap until I looked outside and saw him walking around with a cone on his head. So they can do remarkable things. The cone will come off, and then I think once the cone's off, it's probably going to make it harder for him to actually stay in here, but then we'll only have a couple more days. It's just so important, because if the cornea doesn't heal, and that was the concern when I went there on the Monday, is that then they would need to do possibly a graft. An itty bitty pair of cat goggles, that would be amazing. I did actually think, you know how pirates get a little patch? Get him one of those. And of course that's why he had his third eyelid shut, stitched shut, because it was the easiest. Now actually when he went in, there was the vet notice that he had. So he has he has obviously dissolvable stitches, and I didn't necessarily need to hear this, but I heard basically on the left when they yeah, that's my finger, not the left of your eye. So on the left of his eye, they said, oh, we put some stitches in here, and one of them was actually, he said, oh, because it's dissolving, it's actually now starting to irritate his eye. He said, because he's such a good cat, I'm just going to take it out. So I took him out the back and took it out, because I was actually watching him with what I would say looked like an earbud. Obviously wasn't an earbud, and he was poking around in the corner of the eye, and I was like, I'll be honest, if anybody did that to me, I think I'd have slapped them by now. So Apollo is just so chilled out. So he said, I'm going to take him out the back and I'm going to remove it, because obviously you don't want an infection from a dissolvable stitch. And I said, well, why are these stitches then in the corner of his eye? He said, well, so we have more space to work with, we make a cut. Oh, I don't know that I wanted to know that. So yeah, there you are. He doesn't normally do this, to be fair. So I think he's putting on the show of, because he wants sympathy, of how trapped he is in this room. He's not fed. He doesn't have access to water. He doesn't have a toilet. He has nowhere comfortable to sleep. He's trapped. So, now this is nice. Don't go for a poo. That's all I've got to say to you, Apollo. For the love of all things holy, don't go for a poo. Well, it's interesting though, Leslie. I mean, although I was kind of at the time, I was like, oh, I didn't want to know that. I thought, oh, that is interesting. A brave wee boy, couldn't be better said, I think there, Janie. Wee being the operative word, hopefully. Oh no, that's high up. Hopefully he's going to retreat his legs slightly so we have a wee and not a number 2, because otherwise I'm trapped in here. Okay, yep, that's the strangest ridiculousness. And everybody's going 1 or 2, it's like a quiz question. It's like a quiz question. Was it a wee or a poo? Was it a wee or a poo? It was. Hurrah, hurrah. He's now going to try to dig to Australia, potentially. Well done. Well done you. Well done you, and thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for not. And what he did yesterday, which was super lovely, is he actually scratched a little hole in the bottom of the cat litter. So I had to sellotape that up because there was the litter was spilling out. So that was nice of him. Thank you, that was good. See, look at this. That's grace, that is, isn't it? Being able to. Oh. Goodbye. It's now his trick. That's it. He's gone. Disappeared. No more Apollo. Oh, hello. Oh, for goodness sake. All joking aside, this always concerns me because I'm like, well, you shouldn't really be in... Oh. Yeah, well, what are you doing? Oh. And he's off again, so I'm going to ignore him now because he's just mucking about knows I don't want him doing that because I worry that he's going to get stuck and I'll be on my hands and knees trying to get him out. I'm expecting him to launch himself upwards. Oh, right, has he got his claw stuck? He's got his claw stuck. Have you got your claw? No. Oh. As I said to the vet when he said, well, you know, we could do 3 days, take it off, and then, you know, and for the next couple of days, see if he plays with it. I said, or we could just leave him with it on for 5 days. I said, because he's only 3, I said, and he has funny, mad moments. Are you actually stuck? Oh, I think he's winding me up now. He's not stuck at all. He is very hyper, isn't he? Note to self. Never give him food before another live talk. Look, now look. No, get off. Oh. No, that's my hand. Why have you done that? I literally took it off and now you've got it stuck again. That's just stupid. He is Houdini. He's also very messy. I will be very I will be very pleased when I get my life back, is all I'm saying. And this is him showing, I think, how he gets out of the cone. And now he's got his claw stuck. Has he got his claw stuck? I don't want to intervene if you got your claw stuck. No, you haven't. So what are you doing? Is that you done? No. And that's how he does it. Unbelievable. He has never done it in front of me. Never. Unbelievable. You're beyond a pain in the bottom. And I do think it is partly the fact that the vets did not put it on properly, which did not help. Oh no! Shall I let him wash his chops? Oh. Well, there you are. I think you've seen possibly what nobody else has ever seen. A cat getting out of a cone. Well, that's what I thought, Leslie. Well, I did wonder how he got the cone off. At least now I know. And he did it for his fans. I love that, Leslie. It didn't sound the most exciting tour, but it's been the most amusing. Well, thank you. Well, I did think as well, Laurie, you're very right. I thought to myself, imagine if you haven't had a shower for 4 weeks. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's a nice scratch. Oh, yeah. Oh. You might settle after a wash, you might not. At least we've only got till Tuesday anyway. And obviously I feel very sorry for him. But he's getting what so many other cats wouldn't. Because so many people either wouldn't have the insurance or be able to drive their cat to the vet, because obviously the vet's is an hour away. And I wonder whether or not, what would have happened if that was the case? Would they just hope that it healed itself? Would they remove the eye? It's interesting to think about what. Or maybe it's just not that common and I'm just blessed to have cats that are constantly challenging me. The other thing that's really interesting is if you hadn't had a shower for 4 weeks, you'd be a bit pongy. But he isn't. And to be fair, he's not going outside and getting in the garden and getting all mucky and stuff. But equally, you would think he might be a little bit stinky, but he's not. You be careful with that eye. No, but they still can smell. Right, leave your eye, young man. You've probably had enough of a wash now, I think. You're going to have the collar back on. I think you are. Yeah, come on. Don't even think about it. Follow. days, 2 days. Oops. He is thoroughly unimpressed. Sorry, I'm trying to open these treats. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that his eye is healthy. Oh. Oh, you wombat. No, don't play with it. Did you like that? Would you like another one? No, you can't bang the bag. That's not going to help, is it? You can have another one if you're good. Oh, that's actually my finger, thank you. I have no doubt that now he's done it a few times, he'll be straight off with it again as soon as I leave the room, probably. To say thank you to everybody who turned up to watch you, to everybody who liked your video, and thank you to everybody who sent him a little something. Oh God. Yeah, I really hope so. No cyst. Vet did say it's very, very rare. Lovely vet. The vet that's seen him for his eyes. Such a lovely man. Such a lovely man. There was a funny, I can't remember what it was. There was a word that I couldn't understand what he was saying. That was quite funny. I've forgotten what the word was. That was good. That was quite amusing. When he was saying something, I was going, what? What? I was repeating the word, but I didn't quite understand what he meant. Yes. We don't paw, do we? No, we don't paw. That's not polite, is it? You can see in the mirror. See? That's his little trademark now. His little question mark. So I'm going to, what's the time? I think we've just slightly overrun. Apologies for being late. I shall see whether or not I've broken the washing machine now. Let's hope not. I'm not sure we're going to last 5 minutes with that cone on again. Apollo, leave it alone. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to people. Or just jump around like an absolute fool. I think actually because I've been talking, and normally I'm not talking for this length of time while I'm with him, although I'm often on the phone, if I'll try and do things while I'm sat in the bathroom, there's not a great deal to do. Doesn't usually trash the place as he has done. Say night night. So it's bye bye from me. Thank you everybody for joining. And it's bye bye from my little terrible tuxedo. Take care everybody. Have a lovely week and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.